Hello, hi, welcome to another session, another class of Predator 101. I fucking completely forgot to set up the thing that I was gonna do. I'm so fucking blazed. Hold on. Uh, this was suggested by the one, the only, everyone's favorite Australian, our darling Cornville Three-Way. I'm so like giddy that Senpai noticed me. Um, and he gave me lots of compliments the other day, and I just ooh yay because I love his content. So if he likes my stuff, that means I'm doing something right. So um, thank you for the suggestion. Anyway, okay, I do apologize for that. Hello everyone. Let's start over. Hello everybody. My name is Professor Ravioli, and this is yet another session, another class, another little time slot that we have allowed ourselves to use for educational purposes. Um, Obviously, Professor Ravioli was a little wrapped up coming into class today, so um, we were delayed. But here we go. Today we're going to be looking at John Wesley Elliot, bald beaver hunter, and can we just talk about this man's nips? Oh my god, his glasses are so dirty, and I say that because my glasses are also dirty. My glasses are always dirty. There's more pictures. Oh, girl. Let's keep going. Okay, so John was a worker at a door manufacturing company and 39 years old when he started chatting with a girl he believed to be 12 years old, with the screen name Dreamin' of Fairies. Aw, cute. 12 minutes into the chat, he mentions that his hobbies are computers and taking pictures of, of himself masturbating. That's an interesting hobby. To be completely honest, listen, I do sex work on the side, so technically that is also a hobby of mine. Um, I spent about 97% of my day yesterday doing exactly that, so I can't judge. He then transmits those pictures to the decoy and says that he wants to stand outside her window and masturbate in front of her. I have had somebody tell me this, actually. If I can find the screenshot, I'll put it up. Um, but this tends to be something that a lot of people like, and I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't get it. The dude was confused when I told him that I would call the police if he did that. Homie was like, "Wait, you wouldn't like it?" Fuck no, I wouldn't like it. Some random fucking stranger starts jerking off on your window. Are you gonna just sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, that's hot"? Or are you gonna call the fucking cops? Anyway, he then transmits those pictures to the decoy and says that he wants to stand outside her window and masturbate in front of her. They chat back and forth for over a month, with Elliot telling the decoy many times that he is naked during their chat sessions. A lot of these predators, I've noticed that, a lot of these predators, for whatever reason, think that nudity is inherently sexual and that being naked turns people on. It's not a nice pair of tits. It's not broad shoulders. It's not being tall. It's not the body parts that are sexy. It's the fact that you're naked that's sexy to these guys for whatever fucking reason. Lorne is a really good example of this because he really puts emphasis on being nude and being naked. He expresses a desire to give the decoy oral sex and sends child pornography to illustrate his desires. During his phone conversations with the decoy, he's dumbfounded and exasperated that a girl her age could be interested in him, and is adamant he has never done anything like this before. On the day of the sting, Elliot drives 2.5 hours from Benton, Kentucky, by way of some place called Dawson Springs for the meet. Upon meeting Casey at the door, he does a potty dance and immediately asks to go to the bathroom. When he comes out, he compliments her on her looks as Casey starts to question him about what they're going to do, and about the CP he transmitted. He figures out something is wrong and starts to backpedal on his intentions. This brings out Chris Hansen. He tells Chris he wouldn't be able to go through with it because he was scared and he was nervous. He says he didn't bring condoms because he only wanted to do oral sex and didn't think it was that bad. When asked what should happen to him, he jokingly replies, "Sent to an island?" When Chris takes objection to him acting like the whole situation is a joke, John says he knows he's a therapist from the way he's talking. When Chris tells him that he walked into a Dateline investigation, he's apologetic and says that he loves his wife even though it doesn't look like it. John walks outside and is arrested by the Bowling Green Sheriff's Department and the Kentucky Bureau of Investigation, who had been running a statewide sting. Under interrogation, John believes the investigator in charge of his case is also a therapist and frequently continues to laugh and joke, not really comprehending the gravity of his situation. Elliot is convicted of first-degree attempted unlawful transaction with a minor and received 7 years in prison with a 20-year term of sex offender registration. Okay, so I don't know if I want to do his interrogation. I really like the KBI interrogations because they're so fucking funny. I think I will do the KBI investigations. Okay, so without wasting any more time, students, this is John Wesley Elliot, aka Bald Beaver Hunter.
Okay, out of the vehicle.
Hey, come on in.
Walking into our undercover house is 39-year-old John Elliot, a factory worker for a window company. He's driven 2.5 hours to meet a girl who told him she was 12 and home alone. It's after 1 o'clock in the morning.
I was just watching some TV. Come sit down.
All right.
That's some pretty, stiff acting from the decoy there.
After 1 o'clock in the morning.
I was just watching some TV. Come sit down.
All right.
I was just watching what's on TV. Come sit down. Girl, could that have been more wooden?
We've hired this 19-year-old actress, Casey, to be our decoy. Elliot seems to think she's the 12-year-old virgin he's been chatting with online for the past month. Using a screen name so disturbing we can't broadcast it, he tells the decoy.
Why can't y'all broadcast it? It's Bald Beaver Hunter. Why can't y'all broadcast it? Is it is it the bald or is it the beaver? I can't.
Decoy about his fantasy of being with a young girl.
You were asking me about what I was daydreaming about. Well, that's it. You nude and me licking you.
He continues to chat with the decoy about his fixation with giving her oral sex and adds that as he's talking to her, he's nude and thinking bad thoughts.
I just never thought I would openly tell a young girl that.
Is okay with me.
But as soon as I saw your pic, I was like, man, I'd give anything I could to have one night with her.
Foreshadowing. You absolute fucking idiot.
At one point, he tells her his hobby is taking pictures of himself masturbating and then sends the decoy some of those shots. And he doesn't stop.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. You see, even I get a little self-conscious before sending nudes, and not only am I a married woman, but I also, literally send nudes for money. Like, people pay to see my nudes. And I get self-conscious sending them sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck, what if they don't like it? And, what if they think it's ugly? What if they think it doesn't look right? What if, I get so self-conscious sometimes. And these dudes just fucking send them. I've seen the weirdest dicks, y'all. The weirdest fucking dicks. I saw one that looked like it was fucking, they looked like one of them tubes, one of them fucking, one of the Pillsbury tubes, the fucking biscuit tubes, like a smashed biscuit tube. I swear to God, I don't have the screenshot anymore, but if I did, I wouldn't be showing it here, obviously, but I've seen some weird shit. These dudes, for whatever fucking reason, are so comfortable just sending their dicks to everybody. And for what? It doesn't make any sense to me. It, how do you not get self-conscious? Like, how do you not get self-conscious? Like, that is a full angle. Like, this right here, this angle is very revealing. And like, this right here looks like he's maybe laying on his side with his legs propped up. You know, these are very revealing angles. Like, these are angles that even I would have trouble considering doing, you know, and I know a lot of other people who would have trouble doing these positions. Like, this is like some super revealing shit, and these dudes just fucking send it. They give this shit out like they're Oprah, like, everywhere. It's so weird.
Stop there. Later, he sends her child pornography, a photo of a girl engaging in a sex act.
That girl is young.
How young?
I think 14.
Wow.
At one point, he seems to fear she might be a policewoman. But as you can see, that doesn't stop him from showing up.
How did you find the lock gotta be so bad?
Yeah, it's the first door on the left. I let him go to the bathroom, and when he came out, he seemed a little more relaxed. He was a little more comfortable that, you know, okay.
That's another thing. Why did they never really prepare for the predators to need to use the bathroom? A lot of them have been in a car for like hours.
Gosh, you're pretty.
Thank
Gosh, you're pretty. That's another one of the things that I run around my house saying. Oh Lord, the fucking Lee Greer shit. Oh Lord, and oh God, all of those. I say those so often, so fucking often, and like I'll just like quote things under my breath over and over and over and over and over again, just like while I'm walking, and like when I'm cooking, I'll like pace around the kitchen. And I'll pace around the kitchen. It looks like restaurant. It looks like restaurant. It looks like restaurant. Like a fucking mad woman. I swear to God, how the hell I haven't been locked up yet, I don't fucking know.
you. So what are your plans, or what are you thinking?
Kissing you.
Yeah?
She looks absolutely disgusted.
That was, you know what? How we talked on the internet.
As the decoy presses him, he stops smiling and seems to get suspicious. She asks him about that photo he sent her of the girl receiving oral sex.
Oh, that picture you sent me.
Yeah.
With the 14-year-old girl. Was she really 14?
I don't know. I just found it off of a guy off the internet when we were talking.
Is that like what you wanted to do?
That's what I want to do, but I just, there's something in me that it's not right, you know?
I wish I had something to say here. I had to stop it for a second because, oh my God. Some of these dudes piss me off beyond any measure, and a lot of these dudes I've watched like one time. Again, I'm fairly new to the TCAP fandom. I think I'm pretty not well versed, but I know my way around, and I tend to forget how pissed off I can get. Cause this makes me so beyond angry. Because if you're only just now empathizing with the fact that this is a child, you're only doing it because you know you're about to get caught. Because you weighed your options up until this point. Your options have been weighed. You're a grown man. Okay, home dog. You walked into the trap willingly. Willingly. So you don't get to say something ain't right about it. Something just ain't right. You don't get to say that. Like, you don't. Point blank fucking period. You fucking don't.
And it's really bothering me.
If it bothered you, you wouldn't have driven 2.5 hours, John Wesley Elliot.
You seem pretty confident on the internet in terms of what you wanted to do.
I love how she walks out. I wonder if she maintained eye contact the entire time that she was on that. Let's go back and watch.
You seem pretty confident on the internet.
Nope, she turned her head. I would have looked at him every single fucking second up until my head turned, just so he knew that I was in on it. Like, I want that to be cemented that I was also in on this, that I knew from the very fucking beginning that this wasn't real.
Of what you wanted to do. What was your plan tonight?
Actually, I wasn't really going to be doing anything because I was worried of getting too scared and nervous about it.
Now, why were you getting so scared and nervous?
Well, I just knew it wasn't right.
But that's not how you made it sound online.
You know.
And what about the photos he sent of himself masturbating? Why'd you do it?
Well, just everything in my life is just, it's all screwed up.
I'm going to tell you guys a story, and it's pretty personal. So, 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, I lost 75 pounds. And a lot of you may be, oh, congratulations. But the real reason why I lost 75 pounds is because I refused to eat for over 9 months. And now I think I have ulcers because of it. I was in such a low point. I was contemplating suicide literally every single day. If I would have just had the energy to do it sometimes, I would have just done it. But I was just too depressed to do it. And if you've ever been there, if you've ever been that low, then you know what I'm talking about. Never once. Never fucking once have I considered ever talking to a child. But it doesn't matter how low I've been. I have cut myself, I've scratched myself, I've pulled my hair out, I've smashed my head up against a wall, I've ruined someone else's home for a very long time. It was like a hoarder house. It's a lot better now, but holy shit, I was at my lowest point. I didn't think there was anywhere else to go but death. I really, really was at my lowest point, and I don't think I would ever wish anything like the depression that I felt upon anyone else. And it was a depression caused by CPTSD. So I've been through the whole mental health thing. I understand. I get it. But I've never been so low. I've wanted to kill myself. I've wanted to hurt myself. But never once have I ever intentionally wanted to hurt other people. Or especially never a child. And I don't think it's only because I was also hurt as a child, because my husband has also been in that point where he was so low that, he just at the lowest point of his life, he never did anything like this. I know so many people who've been far lower than I have, people who've struggled with with war and people who've struggled with like far more severe sexual assault and deaths in the family and abandonment and they didn't seek a child for sexual gratification. They may have used other adults for sexual gratification. There may have been a lot of unhealthy relationships, unhealthy sexual relationships, but never with a kid. I don't get it. I don't get how so many of us can be, because you know me, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. So how is it that me and all of these other people can have and will continue to be in these low parts of our lives without reaching this point? Why can't you do it? So either there's something mentally far more complicated than what I got going on is going on in your head. There's something much more complicated going on in that head of yours. Or you did it just because you didn't think you were going to get caught. Does that make you a bad person? Absolutely. But like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of these people, this guy pisses me off, but these guys need to be taught and exposed to the damage that they do. They need to be exposed to the damage. I think. I don't know. That's just one of my ramblings. Anyway, let us continue.
I got a bad job. My marriage is not good.
Did you bring
I got a bad job. My marriage isn't good. Bitch. Bitch. Listen, I'm not sitting here trying to play the oppression Olympics. I'm not trying to throw in. Again, I've been through so much fucking shit. I know people who've been through so much fucking shit and never once have any of us wanted to diddle a kid. What the fuck? I make this joke a lot that to be in my friend group, you have to have at least one mental illness. Because my husband and I went through our whole friend group. Not a single one of our friends is neurotypical. You know? So like, and maybe they've done it in secret, you know? But to do something like this, to go out and I don't know, I don't get it. It doesn't compute, because I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that your mental health, your poor mental health made you make this decision, because I know that mental health does in fact cause people to do things that they wouldn't normally do. I went into a manic episode and I stole a bunch of money. You know, like, let's continue.
any condoms?
No, I wasn't going to do anything like that.
Yeah, what were you going to do?
It was just oral.
Just oral.
Well, I didn't think it was that bad on oral.
She told you she was 12 years old.
I didn't think it was that bad doing oral. Again, these dudes don't fucking understand what the damage that they're doing is, and it's because they've been taught to thirst over and want sex desperately from a young age. You get all these fucking shirts like Stud Muffin and all these comments about how, oh, he's gonna be a heartbreaker when he gets old, and they sexualize these fucking kids. Then they grow up to believe that everybody is brought up that way. You know? So, like, oh, kids know about it, so it's not like they can't fucking do it, you know? Oh, I knew about it when I was that age. So they think it's okay, but it doesn't matter. If you were exposed to something like that at a young age, you were damaged by it. Whether or not you feel the effects is a completely different story, but you were damaged by it. A child isn't supposed to be exposed to something like that until they are emotionally ready for it. A lot of us weren't emotionally ready for the things that we witnessed on the internet. I know for a fucking fact I wasn't. And a lot of things that we witnessed on the internet were really fucked up. One of my favorite sites when I was fucking 13 was LiveLeak. I was a little 13-year-old girl fucking watching gore and beheading videos and degloving and all of those nasty, grody, icky things while playing fucking dress-up games on the other fucking tab. Like, that's not normal. That's not healthy. It's funny now and we can laugh at it now because we're adults, but it caused damage. Just because children are aware of it doesn't mean it won't hurt them. Just because you're aware of something doesn't mean it's not going to cause damage. It's like not wanting to feel your feelings. Just because you acknowledge your feelings doesn't mean you actually felt them. So, like, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm very high.
Yeah.
And you came over here planning to have oral sex with a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to deny it. I mean, yeah, I did.
When I ask him about his obscene screen name, he starts to laugh. You think this is funny?
No,
It's a big joke.
No,
Coming over here to have sex with a 12-year-old girl, and this is a big old joke to you.
No. What I'm getting at is, this is the very first time this has ever happened. I've never met.
It's the first time you got caught, maybe.
No.
Right. So what made you
No, I mean-
decide all of a sudden to do it now? I mean, you've been chatting with this girl for a month.
It just, I've had that fantasy in the back of my head.
Fantasy. About being with a young girl.
A young girl, yes.
Well, what do you think should happen to you?
Sent to an island.
Sent to an island. You think
Exile.
Exile.
So you think you should just go on a fucking vacay? A little mini vacay after you get caught? On TCAP? Silly, so funny.
An island. You still think this is all funny?
No, I don't know why you're asking me stuff like this. I mean,
Well, why do you think I'm curious about all this?
I can tell you're a therapist. I know.
So you think that somebody set up a decoy and set up a fake house and set up all these, well, he doesn't know about the cameras yet, set up the whole dude, you know, just to give you therapy? Do you know how expensive therapy is, John? Do you know how fucking hard it is to find a good therapist, Wesley? I don't think you know. I don't think you understand how fucking difficult this kind of shit is, Mr. Elliot. I'm so fucking done with you. You have such a punchable face. Look at your shitty ass, droopy ass motherfucking earlobes and your white people lips. I hate you. You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm gonna kill you. Give me $300. Oh my god. These guys make me completely fucking irrational. I hate them.
I mean, I just.
You think I'm a therapist?
Yeah. By the way, you're.
So you think that you came over here to meet this girl and magically a therapist sat down to help you through your problem?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, do you ever watch television?
No, sir.
Well, there's something I got to tell you. I'm Chris Hansen, and I work for a show called Dateline NBC.
Okay.
And we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teenagers online for sex.
Okay.
It's called To Catch a Predator. So if there's anything else that you'd like to tell us about your situation, we'd like to hear it.
You know, I love my wife, and I know it doesn't look like it. I need to see a psychiatrist because of the way everything's going with my life.
Homie, you don't need to see a psychiatrist for the way that things are going in your life. You need to see a psychiatrist because of your impulse control. Because I think that's the biggest problem. If you listen to one of my other, I don't remember which one it was, but one of my other commentary videos, I thoroughly believe that a lot of these men have mental health issues that can be worked on and that they can, you know, see the error of their ways and they can feel ashamed and they can accept, you know, they can get better. They can accept that they did what they did, admit it, you know, and try their best to live with the consequences of their actions. You know, I thoroughly believe that some of these guys fucking did that shit. I really believe it. So when a guy like fucking John here says that he needs help, he needs therapy, I can't help but to feel like he's just saying that to make himself sound better, to make himself not look as guilty as he actually is. Because, like Lorne, he thinks that all of the other, or he doesn't think, but he says that all of the other circumstances in his life are what brought him to this point. And that's not true. It was the lack of impulse control, the possibly, you know, manic episode that these people may have been in, which, you know, are mental health issues. But it's not your marriage falling apart. It's not your job sucking. It's not your parents being awful. It's not your siblings being awful. It's your lack of impulse control. That's all. And if you can accept that, great on you. And if you can't, you're a piece of shit. And I hope that something terrible happens to you. And I mean that.
Well, why don't you go ahead and
I hope you get that help.
As he gets up to leave and makes the long walk to the door, officers are in position, ready to arrest him.
Get his ass. Get his ass.
Hands up! Hands up!
Oh, the lasers.
Hands out!
Órale. They duct tape his
He's taken
hands.
away in an unmarked car and brought to a police station where he's booked, photographed,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
and brought in for
Ah,
questioning.
Miss Kathy.
Had an interesting night, haven't you?
Miss Kathy.
To say the least.
He's read his rights, and Kentucky Bureau of Investigation agent Catherine Reed starts to question him.
I love Miss Kathy
What brought you
Reed.
here tonight, John?
Just fantasy.
What kind of
Just
thing?
fantasy. Guess what, baby? If that were a real person, it wouldn't have been just fantasy to them. It would have been something mind-altering and something fucking traumatic. You stupid fucking shit.
I don't want to be with a young girl. I'm not saying it's right or anything like that. I don't mean to make it sound that way.
So you knew it was.
And in order for somebody, I think, to be able to accept the fact that they aren't a great person, and I've had to do this myself because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm not the best person in the world. I've done some pretty fucked up shit. And it took me quite a while to accept that I, in my life, while I have been abused, I myself have been the abuser on many, many occasions that I know of, and many others that I don't know of. And coming to terms with whatever consequences may come of my bad decisions and my manic episodes and, you know, whatever was happening, my lack of impulse control, you know, being able to accept whatever consequences come with that and shutting the fuck up about the consequences and accepting the consequences, taking it like a big girl, biting the pillow, that is what makes you a respectable person. That's what pulls you away from Lorne Armstrong and the other fucking creeps that reoffended and continued to do things just like this and maybe even worse, you know? If you can accept all of those things and accept the consequences and not blame anybody else but yourself, because that's who you should be blaming, if you can do that, then you're a respectable guy, you're a respectable person, and I thoroughly, you know, am grateful that, firstly, that wasn't a real person, and secondly, that you can accept the consequences and that you can grow from this and that, you know, you're a better person. And maybe there's a dude out there who did exactly this. You know what, dude? I'm fucking proud of you. Thank you so much for having this fucking character development. Good on you, bro. I'm a victim and I really appreciate it. So, let's finish this off.
Was wrong when you came here.
Agent Reed gets the man's consent to search his car and retrieve his computer from his home.
Oh, gosh.
He's then taken to jail
I've never been in jail or anything like that.
and later...
God, he's
before
so
a judge.
weird looking.
I've never been in jail.
Oh my god. Homie is zoning out hard.
Or anything like that.
And later brought before a judge.
Oh.
You're charged with unlawful transaction with a minor less than 16 years of age, first degree, which is a Class B felony. Do you understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
You
The
better.
judge sets his bail.
Your bond will stay at $50,000 cash.
All right. Well, that was John Wesley Elliot, Ball Beaver Hunter. Thank you so much for coming to class today. If you came to class, sorry, my dog was growling. If you came to class today, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you being here. Thanks again to the darling Cornville Three-Way for suggesting this guy. I had forgotten about Bald Beaver Hunter. I appreciate it very much. Now I'm going to have to go watch this entire thing and edit out a bunch of stupid shit that I said that I probably shouldn't have said. And I'm going to delete those clips forever. I said some pretty embarrassing things. So thank you again. Again, my name is Professor Ravioli, Vast Ravioli, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.